Something about flying that's just unexplainable in words. This is my story of aviation adventures during the 2004 flying season, both as a participant in the AirVenture Cup race and as a member of the Vulture Fomration Team. It was a hell of a great summer, coming across all sorts of pilots and aviation enthusiasts while traveling on my great level very easy. I got to fly with world record holders, one-of-a-kind airplanes, renowned National Air Race champions, and guys just like you and me. I loved every single flight and cherished every new friend that I've made. My dad summed it up best when he said to me, "Son, you're living your dream, but to survive it, you have to be just a little bit crazy."
On July 24th, 2004, Jay Blum and Frank Polano Jr. with their co-pilot and cameraman Matt McCune departed as a two-ship from Atlantic City, New Jersey to rendezvous with 50 experimental aircraft in Dayton, Ohio. Their mission? To compete for the gold in the AirVenture Cup race. But first, to have a little fun along the way.
I've been doing the air race for about 3 years. This will be my 4th year doing it. For a lot of folks, it's a competition. For me, it's just a great time, a great way to get to Oshkosh with a lot of new friends that I've made. I really enjoy, flying with other airplanes, and I really enjoy taking pictures of them too. Hi, I'm Frank Polano, and I'm Race 2-0, flying a stock very easy 90 horsepower airplane. And I'm flying in the spring class in my 3rd race this year. I'm flying with Matt McCune in my back seat as the co-pilot, photographer, and we're going to kick Britton Shaw's ass this year because he's in the Guard, but he's not in our unit.
Actually, 11 minutes into the flight, we're just out of the weather, 260 miles from the first waypoint. And it was kind of fun, actually. And Britain's already blowing by us. Sammy just blew by us on the right wing. And I expect we'll have another very easy blown by us shortly. What are you going to do?
The 2004 AirVenture Cup race was a 500-mile speed dash from western Ohio across Indiana and through Illinois with a flying finish at Fond du Lac, Wisconsin.
We're 13 miles out from the first turn point, and that is Sterling Rock Falls. We're going to be on a right face from the north of the runway. That's where we're actually going to make our turn to the north.
The first turn at Whiteside County Airport near Sterling Rock Falls would send the racers north into Illinois around Lake Michigan and Chicago airspace past the Byron Exelon Nuclear Power Plant, 43 miles to the next pylon turn at the Greater Rockford Airport.
Rockford, race 20 to land.
Once past Rockford, the racers would sprint the remaining 100 miles into Wisconsin between Madison and Milwaukee to an airstrip on the southern shore of Lake Winnebago.
I got to come out below me there. Stay low, stay high, to the left. Stay well.
Weather was gloomy. There was spritzing rain, not bad. Enough weather in the area that some folks didn't get in on time. Some people didn't make it in at all. But we were able to do a lot of photo shoots that morning and into the afternoon. We put Matt in different cockpits. He flew with Jack Watson and Sam Hoskins, and he ran around getting footage here and there. Joe Conlon, who flew with Rich Lamb in race 93. He did a lot of footage. He pretty much sat on a step ladder out in the middle of the field for hours and hours and just filmed people doing flybys all day long. He did pretty well considering he did as well as anybody could do, considering the lighting conditions were pretty rotten. But Joe did all right. He got a lot of shots of guys taxiing in and out, and every flyby was excellent. I actually had the opportunity, which is rare for me. I got the chance to fly in the back seat of a Bonanza, which was being flown by Gene Kite, who turned 80 years old, I believe, on the race day, the next day. His son, Dick, was flying the Poland Special II, which is one-of-a-kind airplane built by Dennis Poland. On his wing was Keith Phillips flying his SX-300, and then Lee Beal flying a Lancer Sentry. Now that is an excellent airplane. Turboprop, and it's really a mean machine.
Wow.
On the other side, there was basically two flights, a red flight and a blue flight. The blue flight was Jay Blum, Scott Jordan, Jay flying as long as he, Scott was flying his RV-8, and then see Don Saint in his Glass Air, and then Rich Lamb in his Long Easy out there. Later, the red flight actually got joined by Larry Henney in his Lance Air. The interesting thing about flying and filming this particular photo mission was that I actually had a chance to just do nothing but film. I normally fly the camera platform and try to direct my, the guy in the back seat what I want to shoot, and I'll try to put my airplane where the best angle for that. Well, Gene flew a super smooth profile, and he allowed everybody to fly right on his, beautiful position, almost everywhere I wanted it, and I was able to do a lot. I really had the chance to take my time. I used a full hour of footage, just shooting constantly the whole time. I was able to pan up and down through flights and into the gray sky and back out. Things that you wouldn't do on a blue sky day. So in a way, I think the gray skies of that day, the dreary gray skies, worked out with those red airplanes and those bright colors on the others, the trim colors. It made an excellent contrast, and it works out. And you'll see that clip here in a minute. It was a lot of fun to do, and it was even cooler when I saw the footage later. I'd say the most interesting pair, couple guys that I've run into, are Steve and Bruce Hammer. These two both fly Glasair 1 tail draggers, and throughout years, the years that I've known about them, they've been competing more with each other than anybody else. They normally win their classes wherever they're racing, but first is Steve and second's Bruce, or first is Bruce and second is Steve. So it's a really excellent family feud going on between these two, and I thought that that specific feud between these two brothers deserved its own special little segment.
Steve Hammer from Peachtree City, Georgia. I've got a Glasair 1 tail dragger. Most of our speed increases have been because just the fun of competing with each other, you know.
I'm Bruce Hammer from Lafayette, Louisiana. And I have a Glasair 1 tail dragger that I built after flying with my brother.
Bruce thinks up a lot of clever things, and I copy him, or we talk to a lot of smart people and copy their ideas.
Twice the bang for half the buck that way.
Hello, I'm Jay Blum. Race 78 is a long EZ. I'm from Philadelphia, and I'm here to win the race this year. Hoping to get an average speed of around 215, 217 knots. We're going to have a lot of fun.
After the photo flights in Dayton the night before the race, we actually had the opportunity, it's a rare opportunity, was we had our dinner, our pre-race dinner at the Air Force Museum.
The Air Force is hosting us for a couple hours tonight for a private dinner party at the Air Force Museum. It should be a lot of fun.
It's a really excellent place. If you ever have a chance to get there, you can't miss it. It's an amazing amalgam of aviation history, all wrapped up in one, well, I'd say about 3 or 4 large hangars. I did have a chance also to talk to some of the guys there. Unfortunately, the lighting and the sound wasn't very good, but it was nice to actually get a chance to talk to some of the different racers on camera at the Air Force Museum. And it was a really wonderful wonderful dinner, really great time. Hope we get to do that again soon too.
Fly right.
The stillness of the night, there comes a time to understand, to reach out and touch tomorrow, take the future in our hand. We can see a new horizon built on all done, and our dreams begin another 1,000 circles around the sun.